This is the excitement at Kanyalafo Corner.
Thank you. Asante.
A primary school in Umulanga Township in the north of Durban in South Africa. As pupils geared up for the introduction of Kiswahili in their curriculum in June 2020. This is one of the 90 schools in 9 provinces in South Africa set to pilot Kiswahili in their curriculum. Besides French, Mandarin and German, Kiswahili is the only African language included in the official curriculum. South Africa's Education Minister Mdandeni Lungwana says the initiative will offer employment for Kiswahili teachers from Kenya after a similar arrangement South Africa made with Tanzania.
If the Kenyan government is interested, I'm sure further partnerships can be developed, because even if we're to train our own teachers, we would want to train them tapping into the skills of those countries that where Swahili is dominant. So like in Kenya, I'm sure our government would be interested to see what advantages a partnership with Kenya can bring in addition to that of Tanzania.
Being a Bantu language, Kiswahili will be easier to learn as it shares some syllables with the indigenous South African tribes. For example, the Kiswahili translations for the word plastic, school, radio and a computer are plastiki, skuli, radio and computer, whose spelling are not very far from isiXhosa, isiZulu and other South African native languages.
It will not just end with being a pilot. We'll see many successes and we'll see many advantages, and then start rolling out in the rest of our schools as a language that must be taken by our learners.
Kanyalafo Corner Primary School Principal Gasibil Zulu and the Education Minister concur that the initiative will enhance social cohesion and exchange of expertise between South Africa and other African countries where Kiswahili is spoken. Somebody from South Africa must find it easy to communicate with somebody in Tanzania, in Kenya and the rest of Africa in our own language, so that we can also trade in our very own languages. So that's what basically motivated this dance to start piloting the introduction of Swahili.
I think it can give us an opportunity, to understand, the culture of our fellow brothers in African countries. That could be a good opportunity for us, because we need to learn from one another.
The initiative is also seen as a remedy to the xenophobic attacks that almost estrange South Africans from the neighbors, as Kiswahili language will help unite Africans beyond the physical boundaries.
Demystify a lot of misconceptions and stereotypes about each other, because unfortunately, because of colonialism, that's what we were indoctrinated with. South Africans will value the German people rather than in Ethiopia.
Apart from Kenya, Tanzania and Zanzibar, Kiswahili is also spoken in parts of Uganda, DRC Congo, Rwanda, Burundi, Malawi, Mozambique and South African nation of Zambia and Zimbabwe.
It's almost you can say an African official language across a number of African countries. That is why it was easy to identify it as the most important language that can make it easy for Africans to communicate amongst themselves, to trade with ease, but to live as Africans.
Already 40% of learners in South Africa are currently learning or speaking Kiswahili, and the ripple effect from including Kiswahili in the formal curriculum will generate benefits that transcend the education sector.
Definitely, I'll have to know and understand the language in order for me to communicate, effectively with the Swahili-speaking people.
People can start, to communicate with each other, and then why not teach our kids now? I think Africa's got a huge potential. We are an extremely rich continent.
It's something that was needed for a long time, just so we can understand each other as African countries, especially Swahili. It's a wonderful language.
Kiswahili will in 5 months become a lesson in South Africa's classroom. And although the idea has received mixed reactions, with some saying that the curriculum is already crowded, proponents behind the idea say Kiswahili will prepare such students with an idea or a feeling to get to understand how to deal with matters of ordinary life as well as trade in the continent. For Channel 1 News from Durban in South Africa, my name is Gladys Mungai.
Kwaheri.